Hi, I'm Kathleen Spizzato with Spizzato Realty Group, selling real estate in central Massachusetts, Northeast Connecticut, and Rhode Island for 21 years. I wanted to take a few minutes today to educate consumers and fellow agents about a concern that popped up on one of my recent transactions. As some of you are aware, the National Association has made changes to the laws governing real estate practice, specifically regarding contracts, commissions, and how agents get paid. Some of our forms have changed, and other forms have been added to help us implement these laws. Our updated offer forms now have a section to fill out regarding the compensation requested and how that should be paid. I actually like this section because it helps support more transparency. Some MLS systems have gotten rid of the compensation section altogether, while states like Massachusetts made it optional. I listed the buyer's agent cooperation fee being offered in the MLS to fully disclose what was agreed ahead of time with my seller clients, and I checked off the box to include that it was going to be paid on the net sales amount, not the gross. The gross would include closing cost credits to the buyer, which the seller would never see, so I don't find it very fair to charge commission on that portion. Fast forward to the offer time, we received an offer which included the compensation from MLS. Despite this already being clearly stipulated in the offer, the buyer's agent also sent over another form. That form was entitled Listing Broker to Buyer Broker Compensation Agreement, number 311, which is a Massachusetts Association of Realtors standard form, but something that should be optional for the listing brokerage to fill out and add to their listings. But in this case, it was sent and pre-filled out by the buyer's agent. The first time it came through, I didn't see any seller signature boxes on it, and I didn't find it relevant because the compensation was already outlined in the offer and MLS and would be later transferred to the purchase and sales. The buyer's agent proceeded to reach out and request that I sign it and get it back to her, just documenting that they were accepting the cooperating compensation we were offering. I saw the amount and the companies listed accurately, but I did fail to see that the agreement was now changing the amount of the commission from net as offered in the MLS to gross, something again that I don't feel we should be charging on. In this particular case, the buyers were getting $13,000 back for closing costs, which is pretty hefty and generous of the sellers. They were VA buyers who needed a lot of help to get this transaction to go through for their first time purchasing a home, something that my sellers didn't even hesitate about doing. They were literally the nicest sellers a VA buyer, or any buyer for that matter, could come in contact with. They did repairs, addressed a nitpicky list to satisfy passing the appraisal, and accommodated everything that was asked of them from the inspection. Fast forward again, and we received the commission statement, and I noticed the amount was different from what I had on mine. I went back to let everyone know that there was a miscalculation, and I uploaded a copy of the MLS showing we were paying based on the net sales price, but they shot back with the offer accompanied with the form entitled Listing Broker to Buyer Broker Compensation Agreement attached, letting me know that they are to get paid on the gross sales price. Again, this was already pre-filled out with the offer by the buyer's agent and sent over to me asking me to sign off, saying they were agreeing to the compensation I was offering, but I wasn't offering on the gross, I was offering on the net as per the MLS. Unhappy as I was, I voiced my opinion, as I usually do, that this was shady and not very nice to do the sellers who gave so much throughout the transaction. The broker shot back at me, quite upset for my accusation, but in my opinion, there were two shady practices here. The first was sending a form that's entitled Listing Broker to Buyer's Broker Compensation Agreement pre-filled out by a buyer's agent. And the second was trying to charge commission on $13,000 that my sellers would never see because it went back to the buyers. And don't get me started on the addition to requesting even more compensation on the offer from the sellers to the buyer's agent. Moral of the story here, I will never accept a buyer's agent or broker pre-filling out and sending me forms created for the listing side to choose to use or not, seeing how the compensation is clearly outlined in our standard offer form. And I will never use form number 311 entitled Listing Broker to Buyer Broker Compensation Agreement, seeing how the only option on there was to charge off the gross price without an option to charge to the net price, which I feel is more fair to consumers. Don't let greed get the best of you. I'm Kathleen Spizzato. Thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to reach out with your real estate questions in the future.